Welcome back to another video here at chrisrodproductions, and if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this particular video, and if you're brand new here, smash the sub button. Just hit that sub button down below. Let's get it. So if you dwindle on to this particular video, you are clearly looking at the title and seeing the Hurst or Ford Performance Hurst shifter failed or shit or something. Something happened basically. And just to give a quick backstory when it comes to the shifter, we bought it about maybe 1.5 years or 2 years ago. I'll put a card right up above showing you that particular shifter install video. Go check that out. It's a good video. But basically, we bought it, we installed it, did everything correctly as far as I'm pretty much aware. And just about roughly 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks ago, the shifter's been doing this. So basically, here's our shifter, and pretty much, if I, clutch down, we're gonna put this in the regular gear. This thing has way too much play when it comes down to it. This should not be this way. And here's a funny fact. Instantly, with that much play on the shifter, you're probably going to think, dude, it's just a lever, just tighten the bolts. Well, funny story is, we got a couple things kind of taken apart here. Some bolts, including that particular boot that's over there. And basically, just to sum it up, it's not the lever whatsoever. I mean, this thing is just completely loose. I have zero idea what happened. And my theory in particular is that the worst case scenario when it comes to this shifter, that there's a good chance that the bushing that's in the bottom, that plastic bushing that sits into the little cup, maybe that broke. Whatever the case may be, whatever reason it broke, and now it's just pretty much all loose inside there. So that's the worst case scenario. I mean, technically not the worst. The worst is the shifter's toast, so we'll find out. But now let's say the shifter's toast, there's no worry in my particular scenario, because I did keep the original shifter that came with the car, and it also has the original bushing, which is somewhere right here. So we can still use that if that's the case. We'll see how this goes. And the plan after, let's say if I do need a shifter, we'll have that one installed for the particular amount of time I'll have it in there. But then I noticed that there is a UPR shifter that came out for these cars, and that no one really has a review for them. So I might check that out when I get the chance. But no more yapping. Let's get to this. Let's see what we got going on with this shifter, man. I gotta figure this out. Also, full disclosure, if you're looking for this to be like an installation video, I got the perfect video for you, but this is just not it. We're just checking this stuff, man. We're trial and error. Trial and error. Look, this is what I don't get. This is just crazy. This is just not what this usually does, whatsoever. The good part also is that the transmission does not grind at all. So nothing's broken within the transmission, I hope. That's good. Guys, we may have found the culprit. So we've already taken one little piece out, but if I dig my finger right in here, I should be able to grab the rest, but I might need some pliers. Oh, this thing legitimately broke, dude. Look at that. See if I can really grab this thing right now. And I'm not getting lucky. Oh, wait a minute. And there we have it. The cup is completely broken. Very interesting. And to put both of them side by side, here we have the Ford OEM original bushing or cup bushing for our shifter, and we have the one that we had purchased from LMR. This was at the time of purchase of the Ford Performance Hurst shifter. So if anyone out there switching to shifters and they're getting that cup from LMR, honestly, I mean, it pretty much lasts about 2 years, I'd say, or whenever I put that video up, Check that link down below. And not for nothing, it pretty much goes to show you that no matter what, OEM pieces are always gonna be better. It's crazy, man. So now that I know that I don't really have to spend money, I still wanna try out that UPR shifter. Listen. It's a UPR product, and I just want to check out to see what exactly they're producing when it comes to the S95 Mustangs. And yet again, it's like nobody has it. So to me, it makes sense. We'll get that going pretty soon, guys. We'll definitely get that going. But for now, we'll just reinstall our, OEM bushing, and then from there, we're pretty much ready to go on the shifter. Now, as far as putting everything back together, I don't know. I'll probably just reuse the gaskets and get some more later. It's not that big of a deal. Gonna take the OEM cup and just pop that right in there. Should be good enough, right? I don't think it doesn't need to sink in. But hey, that's in there. Alright, so we are reusing these gaskets. It's not gonna be easy to put this on, but we're just winging it, dude. Sure. So the double gasket method right now is not working. Ideally, I'm gonna just need a new gasket overall as far as, it comes to this silicone one. So the problem is I don't have access to it, and I need to drive the car because right now the Cobra's my daily. So we currently have the high temperature red gasket maker on the spacer here. This spacer is going to go directly onto the shifter. Then we're going to use this bottom gasket for the, mating surface of the transmission to connect to the bottom of the spacer. All right, red gasket maker onto the shifter with the spacer, and the, old gasket for the transmission to the spacer. So this should work. I mean, if not, worst case scenario, even though I don't really want to, I just had to go old school completely, use the red gasket maker onto, the shifter spacer and put that onto the transmission. So either way, this will work. So now we got our gasket maker on our shifter completely, even on the spacer to go to the transmission. And pretty much, like, to say this is good, probably not. But I will say, it'll work. So that's what we're going for, as long as it works. So we just gotta clean this up still. Just our surface here. What sucks is that when I put that new shifter, I had to re-clean this because now it has RTV, but it's alright. It's alright. Torque, nothing crazy, guys. Nothing, just a little bit of torque, just a little. Wrist movement, you know what I'm saying? A flick of the wrist. You know what it is. Now, battery died and I got rudely interrupted because of it. So as I was testing the shifter, everything's working as normal, as I had it before. So it goes to show you, the simple bushing could just be an issue. Just check the bushing to see if that's what's causing this problem. And then now I just gotta put everything back together and then we're good to go. We're back on the road again. Everything's back on, and just to show you guys that indeed was the issue I was having when it came to that loose plate and not the handle, just check this out. Very minimal, very minimal. That's all that I wanted. And we're all good. Just to be a little exaggerate, because it's good to be exaggerate here and there, So we're gonna call this part almost cost me my transmission. We're gonna go with that. Let's go. And just to conclude this whole ordeal, this goes to show you that, guys, you should pretty much go and order more of these little bushings. I would recommend ordering more of the bushings. Now, I know that there is some bushings on Amazon or whatever the case that are like brass. Unfortunately, they all do kind of state that it's somewhat not of the correct part. So it's weird. It may state that it is for a T5 or T45 transmission, but when you go to the reviews, people are saying that it doesn't really work. So I don't know, it's kind of a gamble when it comes to them. But now that I know that the LMR bushings will tend to break within maybe 2 years worth of time, I'm probably gonna get just more of the OEM bushing if they're still around. So the Ford OEM bushing is definitely the way to go. And if not the Ford OEM, just get a whole bunch of them from LMR, Steeda, Lethal Performance should have them as well. I'll put some links down below to show you. Just get the plastic ones, but get as many as you can if that's the case. But with all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable and or helpful in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. Don't forget for your boy, and be sure to join the click by simply smashing the subscribe button, and as well as with a notification bell. Until then, it's my boy Chris Rod, and I see all you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.
Préndele, do cacha y sube para la nube. Deja que ella te arrebate, pero no la maltrate. No es simplemente una mata. Préndele, do cacha y sube para la nube.